The carbon cycle is a biogeochemical cycle by which carbon is exchanged among the biosphere, pedosphere, geosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere of the Earth. Carbon is the main component of biological compounds as well as a major component of many minerals such as limestone. The carbon cycle comprises of a sequence of events that are key to make Earth capable of sustaining life. It describes the movement of carbon as it is recycled and reused throughout the biosphere. The carbon cycle was discovered by Anton Lavoisier and Joseph Priestley. The utilization of glucose to provide energy to living things involves the process of respiration, in which oxygen may or may not be used to convert glucose back to carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide obtained by this process is then added back to the atmosphere, completing the cycle. Other ways in which carbon dioxide is added to the atmosphere are through combustion, where fuels are burned to provide energy for various needs in industrial processes.
Now, I will be talking about the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is found in abundance in the atmosphere and is essential for all life forms. However, other than symbiotic bacteria, life forms are unable to convert nitrogen in the atmosphere into usable nitrogenous compounds. The nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle is a biogeochemical process in which nitrogen changes into various forms, passing from the atmosphere to the soil to the organisms and back into the atmosphere. It involves several processes like nitrogen fixation, nitrification, assimilation, ammonification, and denitrification. In nitrogen fixation, symbiotic bacteria present in the soil convert nitrogen in the atmosphere to ammonia. In nitrification, other bacteria present in the soil convert this ammonia into nitrates and nitrites. When plants take up these nitrates and nitrites, they use them to form organic molecules. This process is called assimilation. When animals eat these plants, they too gain these usable nitrogenous compounds. Finally, when plants and animals die, the nitrogen present in them is released back into the soil as ammonia. This process is called ammonification. Nitrifying bacteria convert this ammonia into nitrates and nitrites. Then, denitrifying bacteria convert these nitrates and nitrites back into nitrogen, which is released into the atmosphere. In this way, the balance of nitrogen is maintained in the biosphere. Nowadays, nitrogen can also be industrially converted to ammonia by the Haber-Bosch process. This process helps quadruple the productivity of agricultural crops, chemical fertilizers, and other anthropogenic sources of fixed nitrogen, leading to unprecedented environmental degradation. Thank you.
Oxygen is a very abundant element in the atmosphere. It is found in the elemental form in the atmosphere to the extent of 21%. It is also found in the combined state as CO2. It occurs in the crust as oxides of metals. When we talk about oxygen cycle, we are mainly referring to the cycle that maintains the level of oxygen in our atmosphere. Oxygen from the atmosphere is used up in three processes, which are respiration, combustion, and formation of oxides of nitrates. Oxygen is returned to the atmosphere in only one main process, which is photosynthesis.
The water cycle. The whole process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain and later flows back into the sea through rivers is known as water cycle. However, this cycle is not as simple as it sounds. All the water that fell as rain does not always make it back to the sea. Some of it seeps into the soil and becomes part of the underground freshwater reservoir. Some underground water finds its way to the surface through springs. We bring water to the surface for our use. Water is also used by terrestrial animals and plants for various life processes. Thus, rivers carry many nutrients from the land to the sea, and then these are used by marine organisms.